little Philly cheese. I'm shocked. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm most shocked by, B. I'm shocked that if you're gonna play for $4 million, why wouldn't you just stay in Los Angeles and play with Luka Doncic and Wes Kessler and Austin Reeves and everybody else they done picked up and stay at home in Los Angeles where your family's at and still be able to play with your son. All this. So to me, it seems like it's a little bit deeper than the money. That's just my personal opinion on it. Now let's get to the move itself.
Hmm.
He goes to Philly. Philly loading up. You know, they got Bob Myers in there pulling the strings now. Uh, he lands Jalen Brown. I don't know what Boston's on. That's their situation. But
Yeah, that's what I really feel about
they capitalize on Boston. I would say stupidity, but I would only say it's stupidity because okay, you trade Jalen Brown, but you trade him to a team that's in your way. Like you don't send him to Portland, you don't send him to Phoenix.
That's the one that feel like it's bigger than
Like you
basketball.
you send him across the street. Like you got to see him 5 times. So that's retarded. But needless to say, they do that. Then they go and get LeBron. I think that does now take them over the top in the East. We all know LeBron runs the East. That's his conference. It should
You think they're
be.
the number one seed off that?
Now let's talk about seeding. When LeBron would go to the finals from the East, when he was going to the finals 8, 9 straight times in the East, he was not always the number one
They weren't
seed.
always number one.
So it's
They
not
weren't always
about
number
that. Get LeBron to the playoffs and tell me there's a team in the East you're taking in a 7 game series over that Sixers roster. You can't tell me that
one. New
right
York
now.
Knicks.
You're not telling me that after they lost Mitchell Robinson, which is what they would need in order to go up against a team like this. Because Cat don't want nothing to do with Joel Embiid on the basketball court, and that's just the
I
facts.
think the Knicks are.
So,
I think the Knicks are trying to
so
play out the season, and they'll pick up some stragglers in the middle of the season.
maybe they will. But I feel like with LeBron James knowing that this is, probably his last 2 years, I really don't see, he keep pushing it. I don't know how much further he's gonna be able to push this. So understanding that, I feel like he gonna have them boys dialed in to where it's like I said, in a 7 game series, LeBron, Maxey, Edgecombe, JB, and Embiid, you gotta beat them 4 out of 7. I don't see you doing it, bro. I don't see. I don't
Let me
see.
ask you
I don't see
this.
the Knicks doing it. Detroit's not doing it. Cleveland's definitely. Cleveland needed LeBron. That's why they. That's why they were waiting. Miami's nowhere near a complete enough team to do it. Um, Charlotte's too young. Boston just gave up one of the best assets they would need in said mission. To try to do it, and that's Jalen Brown.
Yeah, but the Celtics
So
not going nowhere, bro.
my point. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like LeBron looked at the landscape
No,
and
I
was
mean
like,
like they're
bro,
not. I mean like they're
if
not leaving the part. I mean like they're not leaving the party. Like the Celtics are still involved.
well, I don't think they're going to
We
be
know this.
a lottery pick team, but I don't think they're going to a conference finals. And it wouldn't surprise me if they lost the first round of the playoffs. If they were the 4 seed and they lost to the 5 seed, or they were the 5 seed and lost to the 4 seed in the first round.
I don't
Tyrese
know, man.
Halliburton coming back. I'm just saying you need players like Jalen Brown in the playoffs. I don't understand getting rid of Jalen Brown if I'm Boston.
I think that the conversation you said something earlier about LeBron. I don't know if I agree with that as far as LeBron. LeBron went to Philly to play basketball. Probably the only thing that he wants to do right now. I'm not him, but like he just want to hoop, and he wants to hoop at a high level. And Philly's a good team to go. Bob Myers, I think that it could be bigger than basketball as far as his brand. It didn't make any sense to everybody. Yo, newsflash! Everybody that thought he was going to go to Cleveland, that would have been the dumbest thing for him to do for his brand. Why would you go back to your home team for the third time?
No, I agree.
No disrespect, but it just that was
I
not going
agree.
to happen. If
I
you thought
agree.
that Cleveland was out there, it was not. The only other team that made sense to me was everybody was always on this hype train about seeing Braun and Steph play together, and I just think that that would have made more money for the league and all of that. But I feel like seriously, if it was up to LeBron James to decide what team to play for whatever vet minimum, which he did not want to play with the Lakers for his reasons. I'm sure it's his own thing. He's been in that organization. But
LeBron.
when you go to Philly, you're going, bro. You're going to one of the how do you think? I'm gonna ask you this. How do you think LeBron is going to handle the media in Philadelphia
The
if they
same way. The
for
same.
example don't win games, if he in the way? how's that going to look for him, his legacy? How's he going to respond to that? Because if he
It,
responds well to that, I think that's the move. I think he's trying to be like, I went to the belly of the beast.
BJ, you got to understand it like this. First of all, you talking about LeBron James, he's been on the media spotlight since he was a junior in high school, bro. How he's gonna respond to Philadelphia media, nobody cares. It's LeBron. He's gonna say what he needs to say. He's gonna control the narrative. He has his own PR pushers. That's not the problem. The notion that him going to Cleveland wasn't a smart move, I totally agree with. I feel like if he was ranking the five options from what was being reported from Shams, Cleveland was five. Like I'm not going back to the Cleveland the third time. I already
Man,
got
he'd
y'all
have
the
played for
ring.
the Wizards. He'd have played
That's
for
what I'm
the
saying.
Wizards before he played for
I
Cleveland.
didn't think the Cleveland thing was a niche at all. I didn't buy that.
Yeah.
Now I did buy the Golden State, and I feel like had Golden State been able to land Anthony Davis, which was out there, get AD because everybody knows he loves playing with AD. He loves that whole relationship. They have a relationship. They have a bond. That's his guy. So get AD. I think he goes and plays in San Francisco and plays with Steph and AD. That's just my personal opinion. Golden State couldn't land AD. Wizards have basically made it apparent to the league now that AD's not even available because they like what they're building over there. I think the Wizards are going to be a playoff team this year. Um,
I do too.
provided everyone stays healthy and they do secure Anthony Davis and keep him. I
We
think
will be in
I
Capital One.
I think the Wizards will be making a lot of noise. Now, with all of that being said, the move to go to Philadelphia doesn't. I won't say it wasn't his number one option, but I would say, like I said, Golden State go get Anthony Davis and I'll come. They don't get him. Philly goes and gets a Jaylen Brown to tie in with Maxey, who he already has a relationship with, Rich Paul client. They already working out together now out here in LA. And Edgecombe, who overperformed his, rookie predicted, success, right? Nobody expected him to come in and be as NBA ready as he showed that he was as a rookie. I think he dropped 30 in his first game. So, you got him and then if you can get Embiid on the court ain't the question, ain't the problem. It's getting him on the court. Once he's on the court, everybody knows he's an MVP. So LeBron saw that, and he understands that this is an opportunity where he can come in, compete for a championship in a conference that he pretty much runs. He's got a roster more than capable of making it to the playoffs. And once you get into the dance, I'm not taking nobody over there right now and beating them 4 out of 7, bro. Not with that roster,
If he wins the
with
finals,
that LeBron,
if he
and
wins,
with Nick Nurse as a head coach. He
if
was a
LeBron
championship
James
head
is
coach. Go ahead.
if LeBron James is a part of this Philadelphia team and they win an NBA championship this year or the next,
Mm-hmm.
is he better than Mike?
Uh, well, it's funny because I honestly feel like the whole like ring thing is kind of corny as it pertains to like who's better or worse in the sport of basketball. When you get to the Jordans, the Kobe's, LeBrons, because all of them did it multiple times. Winning 10 rings and 13 rings, that Bill Russell shit, that shit is out. It's a competitive league. Like you see right now, the last 8 years has been 8 different champs. So the fact that you was able to win multiple championships to me gives you an ability to be in the best ever. You know what I'm saying? Like you winning 6, oh, but another guy got 5. Oh, you got one more than him. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a champion. He showed he can win championships. He showed what he's capable of. So as far as the championship being the barrier that breaks Mike and LeBron, to me, that was never really a
You
thing.
saying if they do it multiple times?
No, I'm saying like once LeBron got to like his third or fourth ring, the whole LeBron's Jordan's got 6 rings. LeBron like
Right. It do get corny.
you
I
know
get
what I
it.
mean? Like he's a champion. He nigga shows he can win. Now what I think it shows if he
Situations.
wins a championship with the Sixers is this will be the fourth franchise that he won a championship with. Like you went to 4 different owners can hang your jersey up right now because if you LeBron James you win a
That's hard.
championship
Yeah,
like Philly even if you play 2 years with Philly if you win a ring in Philly they liable to put
the
that jersey
jersey's
up.
up. Yeah,
They
the
liable to put
jersey's
that
up.
23 up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you talk about stuff like that, and then I just ultimately when it comes down to talking about greatest, to that level to me, I've always thought about like impact. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about Jordan and his sneakers and everything like that, I got it. But if you want to talk about like actually for the culture and actually like for people, it's LeBron all day long. So to me, LeBron's already been better than Jordan.
But you never saw Mike play.
I mean, again, it's not about I've seen enough highlights. I know the Mike was. I
It's a
know.
difference.
I know. I know Mike was, and it's not that I didn't see him play. I mean, I wasn't as old as I am now to understand, the X's and O's of the game and stuff like that. But
No, I'm
I'm
talking
not.
about when he was on television. He
I'm
was
not.
not sitting down watching the game.
When did Mike
You
Jordan
probably watched
retire?
the Wizards game.
2002.
You might have watched. You probably watched the Wizards game
He
when
retired
you
in
were
02,
like
oh
knee
02
high.
or 03.
The Wizards is 0-2. He was on the. He was in the game. The
Either
joint
way,
with Steve Francis.
the point I'm trying
We
to.
was using Mike playing.
The
We was
point.
playing NBA Live
Yeah,
0-2.
that's what I'm saying.
And we was
I
using
know who
Mike, but you
Michael
wasn't
Jordan. I know
watching.
who Michael Jordan is, and I'm not trying to discredit his performance. I'm just saying that to me, it's not about.
It's different, bro.
Oh,
It's Air Jordan, bro.
yeah, but he's King James. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And
I
this is
feel like
this
this.
this
You know, if you talk
this
about impact,
this is a Kobe fan, by the way, saying this. Full disclaimer for all those
you
people that are still on 23 minutes in right now. I'm a diehard Kobe fan. I got,
Brian,
I
I
got
got so mad. I got another one for you. I got another one for you. Forget that
what?
conversation with go. Man, all right, bro. This dude. So my guy on Facebook, he talking about some this is how we got started into this argument I was in. He said put Kobe Bryant on any of the teams and just replace him with Michael Jordan on Michael Jordan's teams and the same results would have happened in I guess the finals matchups, which I didn't hear him say that part. At first he was just like swap Mike out with Kobe. Kobe goes 6-0 2 or something. I'm like, man, swipe Mike out with Kobe. Do the Bulls even make the finals over some of those teams?
Why wouldn't they?
But uh, uh, I mean, first of all, it's too hypothetical to get into, so I feel like there's no right or wrong.
Well,
But
you brought it up, nigga. So you tell me.
my point, my point is this. I'm gonna say it, bro. Kobe made the All-Star team averaging 15 points. He was not really getting his shit off like that by virtue of Shaq being there. And even when Shaq was there, he was averaging 29, something like that at some point. Everybody knows, bro, that Kobe would shoot the team out the game. And if you wasn't watching basketball at that time, and if you wasn't familiar with the narratives, the Mamba mentality and everything that's around it is important. But that shit was not always the case from the get-go, in my opinion. It looked an awful lot like he was a ball hog,
Well,
and that
you said
if you
about
put Kobe and Scottie Pippen on the same team back then, niggas are not respecting the fact that it was other like, bro,
I
all
disagree.
right, respect is
I
like,
disagree entirely.
but
And
I
you know,
don't think Kobe got the gravity. I don't think Kobe had that gravity.
that's fair. And I disagree entirely. And I'm gonna just say it to you like this: if you don't agree with me,
Mike had to will his team, bro. Mike had
ask
to will his teams.
ask Greg Popovich if he agrees with you.
I mean, people are gonna say differently
No,
because they
no,
watch Kobe
no.
play. And you
That's not.
talking
It's
about?
not.
Are
It's
you talking
not.
about? You talking
It's
about the
not.
prime Kobe? I'm
It's
not
not.
talking about 24.
I ain't talking about prime Kobe.
I'm not talking about number 24.
I'm not talking about 24. I'm talking about Froby. I'm talking about 21, 22, 23 year old Kobe. I'm talking about when Shaq was getting fouled out in them Western Conference matchups against the Spurs, and Kobe was coming in that bitch and putting the team
There
on his
is no
back.
Shaq on the Chicago Bulls, brother. It's just you,
I ain't
and
talking
you're
about
gonna
it
shoot
being a
the team
Shaq.
out the
I ain't
game.
talking about it being a Shaq. I'm talking about when the ball was put in his hand when Shaq was off the court because Shaq fouled out.
Sixty-three.
It ain't no Shaq. Shaq fouled out. It's no Shaq. So if Shaq's not on the court because he fouled out, you can't tell me it's because of Shaq. What I'm finna do right now because Shaq's not here.
In two
No, no, no,
minutes,
no, no,
yeah,
no,
you're the
no.
closer.
It's not 2 minutes. If he fouls out in the third quarter and we're losing in San Antonio, what I do the rest of the night is not
Niggas
because
don't
of
foul out
Shaquille
of third
O'Neal.
quarter.
What are you talking about? See, you said that I didn't watch Jordan. Did you watch Kobe? Because I was watching Kobe with our father in that motherfucking living room. And when we was on
Probably
NBC,
last 4 minutes of the game, Kobe would get to
no,
work.
no, no.
As far as the reason why I'm different than you, I'm not saying he wasn't nice, bro. Kobe is him. I'm just saying as far as like everybody be talking about points, you basically saying, oh yeah, when he scored the 81, if you put that type of production on the Chicago Bulls, man, he'd have looked like Mike when he scored the 63 against Larry Bird and them. He scored 63, but they lost, bro. He shot the team out the game. Nobody else was involved. And when you got to play a series in an NBA playoff structure. It don't work like that, bro. Come on, man. Ask Donovan Mitchell. Ask all the niggas, man. Even Jalen Brunson had to pass the ball. So you had a cat. You had everything else out there. I don't think Kobe would have passed the ball. I think Kobe would have made it all about him, especially early, young Kobe. You want to give me the triangle and everything after the fact? You gotta think about it, man. They had to build a team around Kobe. Wasn't no team built around Mike. Mike just went out there and got it, bro. And then when they, I guess they
How
finally
they
did
how
start
they
building around
how they
him
didn't build
with
a team?
Rodman and all of them and
How they
everything
didn't
like
build
that.
it?
But
That's what I'm
Scotty was
saying.
drafted.
You
Scotty was drafted.
you talking about
Scotty was drafted. That's an organic find. And then you got a guy like Michael Jordan who wills his team. And again, I ain't just saying because I watched it happen. It's like you got to look at the numbers, the stats, or whichever. But it's like there is no
who?
other person on that team that can do that except Michael Jordan. If you put Kobe out there, man, Eddie Jones started over Kobe, bro, coming in the league. And then you got Kobe, popular as hell, Mr. All Star, talking about old Kobe versus Mike, but Kobe was averaging 15 points that season. Man, he shouldn't even been there. Shouldn't even been an All Star game. And then you
Yeah.
talking about this. If you want to put year for year, Kobe coming out of high school means Michael Jordan. You can't even talk about Mike until his draft, or you can talk about Mike in college. Mike was getting natties and getting crazy in college. So now you're
Yeah.
talking about the college, you talking about the will to win from a young age that I ain't gonna lie, dog. I watched it, bro. Kobe did not. I mean, like, God rest Kobe's soul. I'm not talking about him as a person. I'm talking about him as a basketball player. We were talking about Tracy McGrady at one point, bro. We weren't even talking about Kobe like that. Mac was the nigga. I've been telling y'all this. Early Kobe. Froby is nice, but back then we was talking about Mac. We was talking about AI,
Bro,
and then not to mention
you're talking
everybody
about
talking about the obvious.
you're talking about a bunch of men that were older than Kobe. They all had a leg up on Kobe. They were more seasoned players. All everybody you just named went to college.
No,
Even Michael Jordan. Stop. Kobe came into the league as an 18-year-old, was traded to a team that had Shaquille O'Neal and had Eddie Jones, who was a seasoned veteran at his same position ahead of him. He was an 18-year-old kid.
you
So
was
you got
brought to the team to be a piece, bro. He was brought
no
to the team
the
to be a
Lakers
piece. He was never that guy.
the Lakers was not in
Mike
desperate.
has always been that guy. Mike has always been that guy
All right, bro. Who was
from day one. So when you
name one player that was on the Chicago Bulls the day that Michael Jordan got drafted. Don't even
I
worry
don't
about
know
it.
the team like that, bro. I wasn't alive
Don't
in
worry about it. You
'84.
paused long enough, bro, and I can name the starting lineup on the Lakers when Kobe was traded from the Charlotte Hornets to the Lakers on draft night, bro. Different situations entirely. What you have to understand is when Kobe was given the ball in position, it is your night, it's your team. Whether it's a moment in the game, whether it was a string of games in a season, or whether it was seasons entirely once Shaq was departed, he showed you what he was capable of doing. And that's why I say everybody doesn't have the game handed to them, or the keys rather handed to them upon entry. Some people got to get it out of the mud, and Kobe was one of those people that had to get out of the mud. But it didn't take him as long to get out of the mud as it takes others, and there's a reason for that. And so
That's a good argument.
once you understand the fact that because here's my thing too. Okay, when it came down to Shaq or Kobe, do you think that the Lakers were hesitant in making the decision of who they wanted to move forward with? Do you think that they had a debate about it? Do you think that there was a meeting that they convened together and they plucked names out of a hat? Or do you think there was some sort of a consensus that we're going to go with this kid right here who's overproduced? He's outperformed his contract. He overworks, right? Or are we gonna go with the
That
all?
sounds like the
Or are we go?
Jalen Brown situation.
Or are we gonna go with the future first ballot Hall of Famer? You know, I'm not knocking my dog Diesel in my Diesel year, but I'm saying it was evident, bro. This dude right here is the one, and he showed
That
it
sounds like the Jalen Brown
in big
situation.
moments. Because, like I'm saying, when you win a championship, bro, it's not one game in basketball. It's not one game you gotta win. You have to win 3 series. And in each of those series, you have to win 4 games. It's damn near a mini
And
seat.
one player averaged 35 points during almost all of those games, and it was not Kobe Bryant.
Kobe averaging 30 though. as an 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old
It's easy when you
prospect.
get when Shaq. Well, that's what, bro. It's bro. When you go to the LA Fitness gym or 24 hour and you got one of them ones on your team,
Your
it
argument
is
is
so easy
valid.
for you
Your
to get
argument
nice
is
because
valid,
he draws
BJ.
all the coverage. He
If
gonna kick the
your
ball out to you. You got
argument
the weaker defender on you. You can go kill
It's valid if Kobe's career
because when you
takes
got
a
a dog
deep
on your team
dive.
that you can always get the
If
ball to.
Kobe's career takes a deep dive after Shaq leaves, everything you're saying right now, I would take it to church on Sunday.
They
But the
wasn't winning games.
simple fact that he went on and won two more championships without him, a league MVP without him, continued going to All-Star games, broke the fucking single game scoring record to the naked eye
He's
because
him. Kobe is nice. We're not
nobody's
disrespecting
seen the
Kobe, bro.
100
I'm
point
just saying
game.
if you comparing to Mike, you talking about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had nobody had to leave Mike's team for him to get better.
I'm not
And
talking
Mike
about
didn't
that.
cause he didn't cause a ruckus because
I'm
Scottie
talking
Pippen was
about
able to get his shit off.
ability. I'm talking about ability. Does he have the ability to insert himself on those Bulls teams and still win championships? Yes. He's equally as capable of doing the job that Michael Jordan did. He showed you that he's as
Oh,
talented. He showed you he's just as talented.
all right,
Everybody,
it's talent. He is as talented. I'm not. I'm speaking about something I think a little bit bigger than talent. But I'm.
what?
It sounds like you talking about the Jalen Brown.
You think that Kobe doesn't have a championship
It's bigger than
mindset?
talent. It's
You
bigger
think
than
he's not a
talent. Jalen,
leader?
ask Jalen Brown.
You think he's not a
Ask
leader?
Jalen Brown.
Do you think what do you what do you want? What do you want me to ask Jalen Brown? He's a Finals MVP. What do I need to ask him? What do I need to ask
For
him?
some reason, they felt like he didn't cut it.
He's
For
a
some
Finals
reason, the
MVP.
organization over there said, for apparently Jalen Brown is the Shaq
No,
to
they didn't want to pay him. They know Tatum's coming off an Achilles. He's going to be cheaper in the future because he's probably not going to continue to perform at the highest level. Jalen Brown is a Finals MVP.
what?
Jalen Brown is a Finals MVP who just came off of his best season as a pro. He didn't win the Finals MVP in his best season. Last year was his best season as a pro,
Uh-huh.
and his contract is sooner to be revisited than Jason Tatum's. He's going to be a $60+ million man in less than 12 months. That's the problem. And Boston's not trying to go into the second apron because the whole second apron thing has
So
ruined
it's
how
all
teams
money.
all money. And instead of choosing to stick with Jalen Brown, who, in my opinion, feels like I've been more available, and I think he feels like he's better than Jason Tatum, they chose to trade him and keep Tatum. That's the riffraff. They were gonna have to get rid of one of them. That's what all these teams are doing right now because you can't go into the second apron unless your owner doesn't want, doesn't care about spending money,
Right? It's a new penalty. He has new penalties with it now.
right? But that's the problem right now in Denver, right? Why Denver's, basically like, who wants our players? Because they got to pay Jokic like 380 million or something crazy, 350 million in a year, and they're not
He
trying to
need
be
to go
in.
and
They're not trying to be in
get
that
your
second
bread, brother.
neighbor. So yeah, that's what it was. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I mean, football's here. Now, so we'll let basketball go to rest. The guys will go to training camp, and they'll get the season started here shortly. But I
Yeah,
respect.
too many moves in basketball to go over. Yeah, I don't
I,
like. What's your favorite move, real quick? Is there one off season hoop joint that you like the most? It's been a lot of movement.
I mean, I hate being a homer on my own show, but Kessler, man, I said, I went on record in my group chat with my homies, man. I've said it, bro. I think he's going to pull like a Pau Gasol, like a Kevin Garnett, where and Kevin Garnett was all pro in Minnesota prior to going to Boston, but the notion that going to a championship level organization, with his skill set, with the championship level players around him, it's going to bring the best out of him, bro. And I really feel like there's a side of him that the league has yet to see. That now he's on the biggest stage. It doesn't get bigger than the Los Angeles Lakers, and Luka wanted him. So I feel like when your star player wants a guy and you get him, I feel like they have some they cooking something. They got some type of chemistry. They got some type of repertoire or relationship rather that's going carry them pretty far. Again, I'm a homer. That's my favorite move that the Lakers made. For sure, because I felt like that was a big hole for us. It has been a big hole for us ever since we got rid of Anthony Davis, and I feel like even before then, because he didn't want to play the center position, he's notably said that himself numerous times. But us acquiring a center that can be a dominant force in the post, man, both offensively and defensively. And I think Custer's exactly what we need offensively from a big as a role threat, as well as I do think he has been working on his perimeter shooting, and I think you're going to see some of that this year. If he can shoot anywhere around 34+% from three, with what he can do in the pick and roll, and then what he brings on the defensive end with defensive rebounding and rim protection, huge. Absolutely huge. And the last time Luca
So you saying that Luka
had a
Kessler is about to be a new duo?
well, I feel that way, and I think that that's what the Lakers they looked at. They said, what do we take from Luka's time in Dallas? He was able to go to the finals when he had, and it was center by committee that year. They had a couple of different centers that they kind of rotated, but they all kind of brought different little pieces to the game that all complemented extremely well. And Luka was able to ride that all the way to the to the NBA final. I mean, they lost, but I think they did that with Kessler. I think they kind of got all of those complementary pieces in one body. And then I really do like the Kevon Looney pickup. You know, I think that's a good backup center to come in, a nice vet. He knows about winning up in the Golden State culture. So, you know, a good addition to the locker room. So I just think what they did, getting those bigs in Los Angeles for
Lakers look good. I ain't gonna
Luka,
lie. They
you
needed to get
know,
off Braun. When they
I
got
think
off Braun, I think
those were some pretty big moves. I mean, and then ultimately, I think the LeBron move aside, you know, Philadelphia capitalizing on Boston and getting Jaylen Brown. And I'm high on Jaylen Brown. I think he's one of the best players in the conference, really. Because he's a two-way player, bro. That's why I say you need players like Jaylen Brown to win championships, bro. Guys that's going to give you hustle,
you think he
going to
bet
give you effort on
you
both
would
ends of the
prefer him
floor.
over Giannis?
Oh, for
You
sure.
prefer him over Giannis?
In 2027,
Over Giannis,
2026,
Jaylen Brown?
in real time moving forward, like today moving forward, yes, absolutely.
Oh, you bugging.
I'm not
All
bugging.
right.
Giannis gonna miss
Well, the only other
30 games a year. He already having calf issues. Like when them bigger guys in them later years in their career start getting lower leg injuries, bro. You
I
could
like
take
Giannis at
you could take
70%.
you could take who you want, but that's the problem. You're gonna get him at 70%. I'm taking Jaylen Brown at 100,
Yeah,
at a hundo,
that's 50 points a game seven.
at a
So I gotta
hundo.
have Giannis.
When did he do that? What year was that, B?
I know. I'm just saying
I'm just
because
saying because
I think he's gonna look good in Miami.
Chris Middleton was good for 27 a night. Around the
Miami is
same
my
time,
sleeper.
of this game you're talking about, Chris Middleton was good for 24 to 27 a night.
Yeah, Miami got that. We're good.
No, I'm saying
If I'm
Chris.
a Heat fan,
I'm
we're
saying
good.
Chris Middleton was good for 24 points to 27 points a night around the time you
Oh yeah,
talk.
you need that on championship team. Yeah,
I'm telling you,
second off,
you talking about Giannis's 50-point game
Giannis.
7.
Chris Middleton was the guy.
I'm
Chris Middleton was
saying
the closer. Yeah.
at the time that was happening, Chris Middleton was getting 24 to. I'm saying, is Chris Middleton good for 24 to 27 points tonight? Is he good for
I
24 to
mean, but that's
27
why I
points
said
tonight?
I like Giannis in Miami. That's my pick. I like Giannis in Miami. I like Ja in Portland
I
too.
like him in
But
Miami
I'm
too.
curious. That's the one I'm the most curious about is Ja. But I feel like my favorite switch. I really, I'll probably get the jersey. I like Miami. I like Giannis in Miami. I like him and Bam. I didn't like it at first. It looked a little messy to me. But if you're talking about like a team that can enforce their will in the front court, I mean that's the way to go, bro. I mean that team is going to be dangerous. They're some shooting away. They got a young shooter that they drafted, but I feel like
They need
maybe
more.
not this year. They're going to need some pieces too. They might also grab some
They
guys.
need more.
The
There's
season hasn't begun yet, but
I
yeah,
know
I
there's
like Miami.
apparently
I like Miami.
Clay Thompson's on a buyout possibility down there, so we'll see. But they just need more. I mean, Bam and Giannis. I mean, what else? Davon Mitchell, okay. Like, I mean, Braun would have been huge for them. They definitely could have used his services. I think he knows that. But yeah, I'm out on Miami, and no discredit to Greek, who, I do think is a great player. But I think right now, somebody's got to give Jaylen Brown his flowers, and damn it, I'll do it. I think a player, like I said, that's good for a hustle and effort on both ends of the floor. You don't get that in today's NBA often. Most of these guys are one or the other, and he's both. I think he's elite at both. He's still in his prime, peak in his prime, and I like that he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder and doesn't take shit, and I like that about a player, you know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff doesn't rub me the wrong way. I would just look at what he's athletically capable of doing, and I mean, without question, he's one of the best players to me in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.